Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Prequels. They're some of the trickiest stories to tell. They walk a fine line between bringing their own engaging narrative while also setting up stories we already know. Some succeed gloriously, giving us rich character development and emotional payoffs. Others, well, they crash and burn, making us wonder why they even exist. Let's talk about Transformers 1 2024 and Star Wars Revenge of the Sith 2005. Two films that I enjoy quite a bit, and two films that explore what a great prequel should be. We'll break down their successes, the storytelling traps prequels often fall into, and why a prequel should only exist if it truly adds something meaningful to a character or a relationship. A good prequel should do two things: tell a compelling, self-contained story, and set up the future narrative in a way that feels natural. It's not just about filling in gaps. It's about enriching the existing story and making us see it in a new light. Revenge of the Sith and Transformers 1 both excel at this by focusing on personal relationships that define the stories to come. In Revenge of the Sith, the story follows Anakin Skywalker's internal struggle as he is torn between his loyalty to the Jedi and his fears of losing Padme. His descent into darkness is gradual, but inevitable, driven by Palpatine's manipulation and his own desperation. Every scene builds towards his tragic transformation into Darth Vader, making the film feel like both a climax and a tragedy in one. The duels, the betrayals, the heartbreaking farewell to Obi-Wan all tie seamlessly to A New Hope, making the transition between trilogies feel natural. Transformers 1 explores a different kind of transformation, not of a single person, but an entire relationship. Optimus Prime, then Orion Pax, and Megatron, then D-16. They start as close allies, both passionate about the future of Cybertron. However, as their ideals clash, we see the friendship fracture. Megatron's belief in might over democracy and Orion's unwavering moral compass set them on opposite paths. The narrative makes it clear that neither started out as purely good or evil, but circumstances and choices led them down their respective roads. By the end of Transformers 1, we don't just understand their conflict, we feel the weight of what was lost. What makes these prequels work so well is their focus on character. Revenge of the Sith isn't just about the fall of the Jedi. It's about Anakin Skywalker's tragic fall from grace. By the time we reach A New Hope, Darth Vader isn't just a villain in a mask anymore. He's a fallen hero, making Luke's journey that much more powerful. The film takes careful steps in showing Anakin's downfall, from his growing distrust of the Jedi Council to his ultimate choice to follow Palpatine. The pivotal moment when he turns on Mace Windu is a masterclass in tension, where we see the last shreds of his humanity crumble. And then there's the final duel with Obi-Wan, one of the most emotionally charged fights in cinema. The pain in their battle isn't just from their lightsabers. It's from the betrayal, the loss, and the years of trust being torn apart. Similarly, Transformers 1 gives us a chance to see the deep bond between Optimus Prime and Megatron before they become enemies. Their relationship wasn't always built on hatred. Seeing where they started makes their eventual war even more tragic. The film carefully builds their relationship, showing them fighting side by side before their ideologies drive them apart. The moment when Megatron truly crosses the line, perhaps in an act of betrayal or an irreversible decision, cements their fate as enemies. Just like Anakin and Obi-Wan, Optimus and Megatron's journey is filled with missed chances, heartbreaking choices, and the weight of destiny. So where do prequels go wrong? There are a few common traps that writers fall into. Explaining too much. Sometimes mystery is better. Han Solo, his last name, origin. Whew, I need to drink some water.
Solo.
Not everything needs an explanation, and forcing one can weaken the character's mystique. Contradicting established lore. Retcons that don't align with the original story can break immersion. If a prequel's events don't match up with what we already know, it can feel disjointed. Like the Hobbit movies adding unnecessary storylines and characters, focusing on the wrong elements. Instead of adding depth to important characters or relationships, some prequels get distracted by unnecessary fan service or lore dumps. These mistakes often leave us questioning why the prequel was made in the first place. A prequel should justify its existence by offering something meaningful, not just by answering questions nobody even asked. Prequels aren't necessary. Some stories are best left with the ambiguity that makes them compelling. However, if a prequel truly fleshes out a character or relationship that adds depth to the original story, like Anakin's fall or Optimus and Megatron's brotherhood, it can be a powerful tool. If you're a writer thinking about a prequel, ask yourself, does this add something meaningful? Does it make the original story stronger? If the answer is no, maybe it's best to let the past stay in the past. At their best, prequels can be just as good, if not better, than the originals, offering new perspectives on stories we love. Revenge of the Sith and Transformers 1 prove that a prequel can be both a great setup and a strong standalone film. But when done poorly, they can feel like unnecessary add-ons that detract from the original story. So, to writers out there, make sure your prequels count. And to everyone else, let's keep enjoying the good ones while we ignore the bad ones. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below on your favorite prequels and the worst ones you've seen. And remember, thank you for giving me your time today. Peace.